PSG are very weak with set pieces. Arsenal, if you mention Arsenal this season, Arsenal from last season have scored lot of goals from set pieces, and this season Arsenal nyako na pe yes a goal because Declan Rice ko jina ball ni na cross ya Gabriel Saliba Partey Really? What's up?
Cool. Everything cool, Charlie.
Arsenal Champions League. Bra. Yeah, but Champions League. Yeah, but Arsenal din because someone GB that. Now Arsenal, according to the Opta analyst, anyway, one more year, they say Arsenal be the favorites to win the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona day, Inter Milan day, but they feel say Arsenal are the favorites to win, especially after they beat Madrid. Why do you saying?
Oh, Champions League media. Me only say they can the Arsenal favorite, so on bet me the Champions League. But from the start of the Champions League, you know, Oshana Liverpool, and I mostly say favorite. Yes, but I won't say Paris free, and I say like.
Now, Sanka Liverpool be a favorite, and now Paris free. Sanka say Paris be a favorite.
Yeah, but I say Madrid so. They can't Champions League Real Madrid. But Arsenal to show moment away. Yeah. Now I say two teams nation there. My favorite say Arsenal befa. Arsenal will go through to the finals.
Of course, Arsenal will PSG.
Oh sure.
I didn't see.
We share match no money Madrid boy now. Like Arsenal were on top. Yeah. From Emirates to Santiago Bernabeu, Arsenal was superb. Yeah.
So the first sake of this, Arsenal go beat PSG. Arsenal and PSG share data this season, and Arsenal share PSG 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
So, hopefully, say PSG won't catch some revenge and as baby.
Oh, almost but baby, do need do and die affair. So they are also coming to revenge and maybe, but. At Emirates Stadium, Omunyan easy.
Thomas Partey.
Oh, Thomas Partey. Unse ubeshe omuni Madrid match no. Thomas Partey getting the card. Unse Declan Rice. Action now. Yeah, unse na otieti Partey na ese otwinu like unse card na Partey ko GN.
It was irrelevant. So be any.
So be any so. Because Usha say this season Usha Arsenal midfield on ma Partey abobo but aside Partey mbo first leg ni kra me only say Arsenal is still the favorite
in as much as Partey mbo bi no.
Oh yeah,
before say Arsenal still omo
your favorite. Yeah,
when we say Arsenal Premier League ne enko mo.
Yes,
omo in the last 4 matches no maybe ni one pay. It was against Ipswich Town.
Yeah,
into no form na nsheda anye wo hono.
Form ni nsheda anye wo league ni ba me hun say Champions League I say omoni abasopa omoni wo Champions League ni so some person omoji Champions League.
Well, Kasana say hopefully Arsenal beat the Champions League.
Oh sure. Because un say omoni Madrid no wa ube kaya na me person Madrid go through. But bo mu ko bo Santiago Bernabeu no say Charlie Arsenal do finance on beji.
Born Mkobo Bernabeu.
Yeah.
So just because of Arsenal eliminating Madrid in Tino, often say they can beat any other opponent.
Madrid drew Champions League semi-final and quarter-final and yeah easy. Because man family and tumu kra. Omo mbe Madrid from quarter-finals. They say 2 to 3 years be omo no moje. Yeah. Chelsea, Madrid, if you more Man City, Okoji. Yeah, so I think say
Arsenal so you need
Arsenal beji.
Sana
mimi hunu Arsenal beji.
But say Liverpool when you Madrid in film Okoji.
When you Madrid in film no Okoji. But say Madrid utumi Madrid film kwa dia obeji.
Umbu PSG sana.
Oh, mi bu PSG. Oh, PSG omo very solid team. A very solid team. And Dembele so I say Oko Paris na I say from the start of the season na nyama nko but say na I say me say like nyama sha say ko yi ama no nti me so onu so betumi a snap Dembele and almost small boy
Bradley Bakola
fantastic
into regardless of players whatever Ojo say PSG be no Ujidi say because of what Arsenal and Madrid are no
yes
for this first leg in the on PSG
Emirates
so you are looking at a back-to-back win for Arsenal against PSG. In this
because someone share no Emirates 2-0 I got Kavet ni Bukayo Saka yeah and I Kavet Suepra so by almost Arsenal be win match
it is mama 2 cases here we dey go Arsenal
straight win no draw.
Hey Charlie, okay. Really, that be really in assessments, the prediction of you say Arsenal go beat Paris Saint-Germain. Make her come into the game. Make her also share my assessment. Make her assess the game better. This is a game for football lovers. Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium, we know how quality they are. After, especially when they beat Madrid by 5-1, no one would have thought Arsenal would beat a high-flying Real Madrid team who are mostly known for their exploits in the UEFA Champions League. No one would have thought. But Mikel Arteta made it possible. 3-0 at the Emirates Stadium, 2-1 at the Santiago Bernabeu. I don't remember the last time a team beat Madrid in the knockout stages, home and away in the UEFA competition. So this shows you how serious Mikel Arteta is. Make it go deeper into the UEFA Champions League match where they come up today against Paris Saint-Germain. Arsenal have already defeated PSG by 2-0 this season. And there are a lot we need to take from that game. You could tell for a fact that yesterday season and not PSG, they not get form. Yes, they not get form. We Arsenal take the advantage of them. Kai Havertz, then Bukayo Saka, like really stated, then get the 2 goals. But this is a different Paris Saint-Germain team. So Arsenal have lost their Premier League title race. They've lost the charge, and Liverpool were crowned the champions on Sunday after defeating Tottenham Hotspur by 5-1. Make I tell you, see, before that, Liverpool and Tottenham was this is the first round was like 6-3, 9 goals. Will this one be 5-1? So 6 goals we see for that encounter inside. Liverpool have outclassed any other team in the Premier League. So this means that Arsenal can only focus in the UEFA Champions League, and that is what Mikel Arteta feels his side should do to bring glory. And it will be a historical win for Arsenal when they bring the UEFA Champions League to London, because the only club in London that have won the UEFA Champions League is Chelsea FC. So if Arsenal are able to bring this trophy, then it means that the London area are going to have 2 teams to have won the UEFA Champions League. Now, Madrid are out. Now Arsenal needs to focus on a Paris Saint-Germain team whom they have already defeated. So obvious the spirits, and they will be hearing that they are going to beat their opponents, but that is not going to be an easy task, of course. Arsenal are going to miss one of their most important or their most influential player in the name of Thomas Partey. And if you know Thomas Partey, you know that this is a guy who has been controlling the games for Arsenal in terms of his control, his tempo, reading, and his ability to give passes and break defenses. Now, Partey no go play the game, which means that the only player who is shaped in the demeanor of Thomas Partey be Jorginho. Jorginho no go play this game because he get heart injury until the end of the season. So who is going to replace Thomas Partey? That be why Declan Rice vex. They look at Thomas Partey gets vex Declan Rice because you are an important player to us. One boy, yeah, be qualifier for finals.
Unnecessary.
Very unnecessary. So it make Declan Rice vex. But what vex here? There's nothing you can do. Who is going to fit in? Because if there's no Jorginho, the only player who is cast in a midfield role for Arsenal, is Zinchenko. But I don't believe that Arteta is going to put his trust in Zinchenko. So it means it is either he's going to drop Declan Rice deeper into that role and then bring Mikel Merino from the strike to play as a 3 midfield. Nebe Declan Rice, Mikel Merino, Odegaard. And then Martin Odegaard. Which means you are going to limit the attacking prowess of Declan Rice. Declan Rice scored 2 goals against Madrid. 2 solid goals. And
fantastic free kick.
What you say? His runs for Arsenal into the opponent's areas, getting the ball into tight spaces, and his presence there has been influential to Arsenal getting to this far of the competition. So if you are limiting Declan Rice's attacking presence, it's going to go against you. Yes, Mikel Merino can do the job perfectly, but not as Declan Rice is going to do. Which means that you are going to need Leandro Trossard up front, because Gabriel Jesus no day, Kai Havertz no day. You are lacking a typical number. It means Leandro Trossard, Martinelli, then Bukayo Saka, they go play the three top. It not go be any tough issue give Arsenal, like, because these are players where they play regularly, give them a team. Then my defense, Gabriel Magalhaes no day there. Gabriel no day. So then go stick with Kivio then William Saliba. Then make a Kai say Saliba was the cause of Madrid's goal against Arsenal. Maybe go do the mistake where Vinicius United get a goal. Right after that, Saliba can make another error in the Premier League. Osanko Kwasi go against Crystal Palace, where their game end 2-2. So Saliba here back to back errors will make Arsenal concede goal. Way against Palace in there, make them draw the game, which is very unusual with William Saliba. Julian Timber obviously at the right side, and then on the left side is going to be Miles Lewis Kelly. Yeah. But where the questions go come be from the Paris Saint-Germain team. PSG have already won the French League 1. I think at the starting of May, I can't buy 6 matches, baby. And on French League 1. So they mean say they had nothing to lose. Yeah. And they were on a consistent run. They hadn't lost the game. Yeah. As when they won the League 1. But afterwards, Paris Saint-Germain in the last 4 matches, they've won only 1. Yeah. And that's one game they won after beating Aston Villa. Aston Villa Eshomu 3-2. They've lost against Nice, OGC Nice. Their first ever lost in the French League 1. That was on Friday. Nice 3-1 at the Parc des Princes, which was very sympathetic for them, because now Luis Enrique, he go love say he go unbeaten, but Ambanesa before that, Nantes to draw 1-1 plus them. Now against Arsenal, as I talk already, these be two teams will not win the Champions League before. So one of them or all of them would want to go all the way to the finals and then potentially be crowned champions of the UEFA Champions League, which they will come very easy. Arteta has said a lot of things about Luis Enrique. He played with Luis Enrique for Barcelona when Arteta be very young, and he's an important figure in Arteta's coaching career. Arteta way he make Luis, he learned a lot of things from Luis Enrique, but the first game they played 2-0. Arteta pulled Luis Enrique. But we will argue that it was at the Emirates Stadium. And that was a game when Luis Enrique he didn't even bench him. Carry Dembele join the squad.
Yeah, now I think them get some issue.
He says because of Dembele in attitude. He said get some attitude problems. So he left him from the squad. And right afterwards, Dembele can get some small injury. Obenya injury, I think, against Bayern in the Champions League. Obenya red card was setting. After Dembele came from the red card, he has been banging goals.
And I know that he's the top scorer for Paris this season.
He's the top scorer in the French League 1.
And French for Paris too.
Now a French League 1 top scorer, I say obviously. So Dembele, after that Bayern Munich game, played 20 matches and scored 25 goals from last December till March. So Dembele was the hot informed striker at the moment, and it was because Luis Enrique had converted him from a right winger to play as a false nine for PSG. So the three attackers for PSG, obviously Dembele they play from the middle, Kvaratskhelia they play from the left, then either Bradley Barcola or Desire Adrid will play from the left, and that's been pivotal for Luis Enrique's side. Now coming into a tough game against Arsenal, these are Due, Bradley Barcola, Dembele, then Kvaratskhelia. These are the only 4 players, or the only time a team has had 4 players to average more than 2.0 dribbles in the season in the UEFA Champions League. None has it ever happened in the UEFA Champions League. And this is going to be an emphatic one for them, because now it's either Desire or Bradley Barcola where they go start from the right hand side of attack for PSG. and did a goal against Mouse Lewis Kelly. And I'm telling you that this season, Lewis Kelly has been dribbled past only once. Once, when he actually Lewis Kelly. This is a guy making a debut for Arsenal in a top tier competition as a professional player in Casa. And he's had from all the way 2024 Obamu because of some injuries to Ricardo Calafiori in Yemano. No one would have thought that Lewis Kelly will have a mainstay or will have command a starting spot in Mikel Arteta's 11. But he's done it, and he's done it well. Against Real Madrid, Rodrigo, who is one of the important players in Real Madrid's attack, didn't find it easy against Lewis Kelly. Rodrigo Lewis Kelly made Rodrigo clueless in that game. But is he going to make either Bradley Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, or Desiree clueless? We don't know. And the most important part of this thing is Unim Dia Luis Enrique is going to feature at that side of the team, because it's either Barcola, sometimes Kvaratskhelia, and Desiree. So Lewis Kelly wouldn't know if he's going to play against Desiree or Bradley Barcola. And Desiree is obviously the best dribbler statistically in this season's UEFA Champions League. So when it's coming up against you, you know that you're up against a difficult task, and it is likely that he's going to move the ball past you. Now, another statistic we should note or take note of is the fact that PSG have created over 77 chances from the right side of attack. And it's not only due to their forward lines, it is due to one of their captains and their Moroccan and their right back, Mano or Ashraf Hakimi. Hakimi, with his goal against Aston Villa, made him the defender to have had more goal involvement in this season's UEFA Champions League. And this should tell you why they've had more goal or more chances created on the right side of attack. He's always overlapping and getting himself in tight and difficult positions against opponents, making himself very eager to score a goal in an easy position. And that is where Arsenal would want to look at very, very well, because you can't leave Lewis Kelly to handle Hakimi and then either of Bradley Barcola or Desiree. You can't. But one other statistic too where the favor Arsenal BC, Arsenal are the team to have been dribbled least against averagely. Tima, it is very difficult to dribble past them as Arsenal. If you are going past Lewis Kelly, then there is either Gabriel Magalhaes or Saliba you are going to go. Yes, Gabriel is not there. And I must tell you for a fact that Kivio has fitted in fantastic. And you wouldn't point out to any fault from Kivio against Madrid in the two legs. Yeah. Say Kivio made this mistake, that made Mbappé get a chance, Vinicius get a chance. He was fantastic, and I can guarantee you that Kivio have played better in those two UEFA Champions League matches than William Saliba. You can argue with whatever you have, but statistically and with what the eyes have seen, Kivio has been better against all of these two players, or against William Saliba. Tiba, fantastic. So on the right side of attack, it is going to be all PSG. Do you understand? Now, make you talk about the fact that PSG are very weak with set pieces. Arsenal, if you mention Arsenal this season, Arsenal from last season have scored lot of goals from set pieces, and this season Arsenal na kona pe yes a goal because Declan Rice ko jina bo nichi na cross ya Gabriel Saliba Patrick I just want uncle behind the Tibetan but Gabriel, who has scored a lot of headers for Arsenal, is injured, but I don't think it's going to make any difference. PSG in the French Ligue 1 have considered over 32.5% averagely with set pieces. Anytime a team has set pieces, and they are the highest, I mean, you're very weak with set pieces. So anytime a team has a corner, free kick at an advantageous area, they know with the kind of defense PSG has there, it is likely we are going to get the ball at the back of the net. And Arsenal can also boast of the fact that we are one of the fearful teams in terms of set pieces. Arsenal will try to utilize that spaces or that statistics say, okay, PSG defense no in terms of defending set pieces no money. And Bukayo Saka scored a goal against PSG in the first group stages. No, it was a free kick, but it was getting closer to the corner line and it scored. So I shouldn't even tell you this, based on what we've seen and based on what we've witnessed in recent times, statistically and on the eye, it is likely that Arsenal are going to take more of their they are going to take the set pieces more serious, because against Madrid and Casa, Declan Rice scored 2 goals from set pieces.
Yeah.
So it is not going to be an easy task for PSG whenever they are defending against Arsenal. And one other area where we should really take note of is the midfield. Vitinha, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz. There's no way the coach is going to start 2 and leave 1. These are the top 3, or they're starting the regular starting 3 midfielders for PSG. And I would want to see them play against this Arsenal midfield. Initially, I can perceive show against Barcelona. But because Barcelona have Pedri, they have Frenkie de Jong, and they have either of Dani Olmo, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, or whoever. I would want to see how any of these 2 teams are going to take control of the midfield. A lot of people have underestimated the prowess of João Neves. João Neves is the second in terms of tackles amongst the teams left in the UEFA Champions League. He's the second where we need tackles in terms of recoveries, or a third. And in terms of holding ball, making sure they dictates possession and gets the ball moving, I think you are underrating.
João Neves reminds me of Marco Verratti.
Marco Verratti for PSG.
Yeah, for PSG.
So this be
the replacement, perfect replacement. Yeah.
So that is
Marco
João
Verratti.
Neves. That is João Neves. A lot of people don't really talk about him, but I think he is the most, or one of the most important figures in the Paris Saint-Germain team. So Verratti or João Neves is doing this job. Vitinha is making sure he dictates the tempo of the game with his decisive passes, making sure they don't lose possession. And I'll tell you for a fact that PSG are the second team in terms of holding possession. Apart from Bayern Munich, PSG and they holding more possession in this season's UEFA Champions League. And it's translated in the first match they played against Arsenal. They played over 65% of possession. Arsenal managed to get 35%, but yet so Arsenal were able to beat them. So it is not only possession, you just take your chances. And I must tell you for a fact that the most important player in terms of scoring goals in the PSG team, Ousmane Dembele, hasn't had it easy. Ousmane Dembele, after moving to the French national team in the recent international break, he's only been able to score a goal, or he scored 2 goals against Dunkirk. That was in the Coupe de France. In league matches, Champions League matches, Dembele hasn't found that form. And I will tell you that these are part of the reasons why PSG are having a run poor of form compared to what they had initially, because we were expecting PSG to beat Nantes, which they drew, expecting PSG at home to at least get a draw against OG's Nice. Yes, Nice are chasing a Champions League qualification, but no, because Dembele is struggling to find his goal scoring boots, it is translating to PSG not winning matches. So this is going to be a game we would all want to look at. A game from the defensive units to the midfield to the attack. Arsenal will not talk much. Yes, they will welcome Bukayo Saka, who is going to definitely play against Nuno Mendes. And in the first match they played, Bukayo Saka only got the better of Nuno Mendes once. Asa. With Nuno Mendes game. And one interesting thing is Nuno Mendes doesn't give only defensive attributes, offensive Obama, and that you could see from the goal he scored against Aston Villa in the 3-1 win. So PSG's laterals are very influential to them scoring goals. So if Arsenal they make any little mistakes in terms of holding Kvaratskhelia, Nuno Mendes, Hakimi, and either of Bakula or Desiree, it means they are going to be doomed. Goalkeepers, yes, they have 2 fantastic goalkeepers. Donnarumma was the reason why PSG qualified in the round of 16 at the expense of Liverpool. He made a lot of saves in the second leg at Anfield, traveled to penalties, and made sure he saved 3 penalties against Liverpool. And then they came to the quarterfinals against Aston Villa. Donnarumma made 3 late crucial saves. Asensio, I think Rogers and McGinn. Asensio, Rogers and McGinn, one of these players. He made crucial saves which kept PSG in the tie. He made them dodge extra time. If not for Donnarumma, I think Aston Villa were on a very hot form, and they will probably have eliminated PSG out of the competition. So Donnarumma is brimming with confidence. When him say, if they are to get something out of this game, they need to count on him. Ryan knows if they are to get something out of this game, they need to get the better, or he needs to be on a stop form like he used to in their previous matches. So these goalkeepers are going to be influential for these two sides. So if at the run-up, I tell you, see, PSG have eliminated all of the two English sides they've met. Only Liverpool, only Arsenal. So coming up against another English side, well, they know they are going to face a daunting task, but there's a potential that they all three English teams they meet, and Arsenal will let them know, say, Dabi, menya Liverpool, menya Aston Villa. I'm from London, I'm not from Merseyside, I'm not from the West Midlands. I'll give you something different, like I've done against Real Madrid. And I'll tell you that Arsenal are the only English side to have played 5 matches or more against PSG. PSG ain't winning BA. PSG and Arsenal that. So Arsenal will boast with confidence and my guy, watch Liverpool, watch Aston Villa.
Share me that.
Share me that. And then PSG, Luis Enrique, who has won the Champions League as a coach, who has won the treble as a coach when he led Barcelona in 2015, won the Champions League, won the Copa del Rey, and won the La Liga under the tutelages of Neymar, Messi, Suarez, Iniesta, and Xavi. They're on top form, and this is a similar team Luis Enrique is creating. And I'll tell you for a fact that PSG, you see, one reason for them dip in form, Omaje League Navy. So most of the times, they don't play would I say consistently? They don't play competitively. And so they tend to dip in form in the UEFA Champions League matches. That is what we've seen. So if Luis Enrique doesn't do anything about it, I think mentally Arsenal are going to get better out of PSG. But to me, what I've seen, I don't feel Arsenal will win this game. That be how at the run-up for this match is really the full see Arsenal go win. Ejai.
By 3 goals.
Okay, so that be in for the UEFA Champions League, Arsenal against PSG for the Emirates Stadium. So I make a base really in final predictions based on what you see. On final predictions.
2-0 for Arsenal.
2-0 for Arsenal.
Yeah. 2 or 3 goals.
Which are 2-0. I'm Arsenal.
Yeah.
And with this, make introduce you to one interesting betting platform where they use currently, One Win. This is my promo code. If you use my promo code, you could enjoy 500% bonus on your first 4 deposits. So the promo code there on the screen store. If you use this on One Win, and guys, make I tell you, see, them are all to be very, 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 very big. You go if you watch a lot of the matches online. If you open your One Win account, you go if you watch the Premier League, if you watch UEFA Champions League, La Liga. In fact, all of the matches where they play around Europe and outside Europe, you go if you get a chance to enjoy this. So make sure, say, you go create an account with One Win and then use my promo code on the screen so that you enjoy 500% bonus on your first 4 deposits. So if you deposit 500 CDs or 100 CDs on your first deposit, you'll be 500 CDs bonus. Second deposit, 100, you'll be 500. So that be how we go end the segment or the preview of the match tomorrow, the match between Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain. See you tomorrow for the game between Barcelona and Inter Milan.